birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, Radio Tokyo. Happy birthday to us. That's right, everybody. It is May 16th, 2016. And a year ago today, we actually came back for the very first time in a very, as Cleveland would say, long time. And we're back again. And yeah, so hi, everybody. How are all of you? We're good. Sorry we haven't been around for a while, but Nick has been robbing banks and murdering children, apparently. But he's here for some unknown reason. I mean, Nick, you have to be doing a show from a single location. So it's not as if the police cannot, narrow you down at this point in time.
Well, number one, I have blocked where I am from the interwebs using magical hacking technology that you can only learn about in watching too many movies. Number two, I was not robbing the banks, I was saving them from robbers. Much unlike the Spider-Man comic where they try to say that Electro, no wait, I'm sorry, the Spacemen were
No one
the
gives a shit
heroes.
about Spider-Man.
And and hey, I've been reading Spider-Man comics, okay?
No one
Okay?
cares about Spider-Man, Nick. We did this,
Everyone
Nick,
cares
Nick,
about
Nick,
no.
Nick.
Everyone
Look,
cares about
look, damn it.
Spider-Man because of Civil War.
No,
But
look,
but
look.
yes,
I
Civil
will
War. Civil
mute
War was
you.
awesome.
I will mute you. We did a show about Spider-Man a year ago today. We're not doing Spider-Man right now.
I don't care.
Look,
Anyways,
look, look. There, look, Nick.
I wasn't done with my story. Okay,
No one
number
cares.
two, number two. I was not robbing those banks. I was saving them. Number three, the deaths of those children were not my fault. They were collateral damage, and they could not be
Collateral
prevented.
damage. Okay.
And number four, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Because, like, it's been a year. And then we took, like, a month break because you were doing, like, I guess taxes or I don't know what the fuck. I don't keep track of you when you're not on the show. I'm a horrible friend. But just for those of you wondering, yes, I lost my election because Nick did not vote for me.
That's only due to a technicality of the fact that I don't live in your district
It's
or
true.
city or
It's
state.
true.
But I do live
It's
in
true.
your country.
So you could vote for me. But no, like, really, those of you who are wondering, yes, I did lose. I got a full 19% of the votes, which is badass for the first time ever running for public office. And
It
apparently I
really
have been,
is.
like, apparently I have been a more gracious winner. I'm a loser than he has been a winner because I've had like half a dozen people just this past week come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm sorry you lost your election. We certainly appreciate you getting involved. Please run again."
And like I told you, you need to run again. So next time, was it a year, 2 years?
2 years.
Okay, so in 2 years, you're going to run again. And this time, you'll get more than 19% and hopefully win.
Actually, this 2 years from now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to win. No, but no, like for real. I went to this most recent commissioners meeting where they swore in the guy who beat me and the other new commissioner we have, and our police chief, who had previously endorsed the other guy, walked up to me and he shook my hand and he goes, "I want you to know you ran a hell of a campaign, and I want you to run again." And I'm like, "What? You want me to run again? Okay, it's kind of awesome, because apparently, actually giving a shit means something to people."
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, that's the reason that people like Bernie Sanders, because he actually gives a shit. And people don't like Hillary sometimes, or Donald Trump, because it doesn't seem like they give a shit, so. That's
You
pretty
know, you
much
know,
why.
you know, you know what? You know what's interesting though?
But
This is entirely unrelated to anything else in the show today. But I have found the one character or individual period that everyone equally hates,
who was that?
and it's actually not Hitler, which I'm sure most everyone's like, is it Hitler? No, it's not Hitler.
Then who could it be?
Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, yeah. I think that literally everyone hates that person.
I actually got
It,
curious the other day and was looking around on the internet trying to find a single individual, a single person who likes the character of Shao Tucker. And no, no one likes him. No one likes him at all. Like he is apparently the single most hated character in all of anime and manga ever by everybody who's ever read it. Like, I mean, sure, he gets a couple of pity votes, but everyone hates him.
I think the only people that really like him are just incredibly evil or cruel people that just want to just make everyone mad.
Like, well, probably. I mean, really, it's probably just a bunch of trolls. I mean, it's like anybody liking Iron Man. Who can like Iron Man
No one. No one at all. Because
except
he's
Spider Man?
completely wrong. He's so wrong.
Your boy Spider Man likes him.
That's because he's a teenager that doesn't know any better.
Stupid, stupid teenager that no one liked.
You mean that everyone loved and wants to see more of because he was awesome.
Stupid, stupid teenage boy that no one likes with an incredibly hot aunt. An incredibly hot aunt.
Which was really, really weird. See, you keep saying that we're gonna do Civil War on Wednesday, but I mean, how can
I
we
hadn't said we're going
not
to Civil
talk
War on
about it?
Wednesday. We're not going to do it today. You know what? You know what? Just to fuck with you, we're never going to talk about it.
No, 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 because that would be a disservice to our fans. And what are we if not slaves to our fans?
Slaves to the river, Adrian. You know what's sad? I just sincerely, very realistically showed my age with that one,
You really, really did. Everyone now knows that you're old. Really old.
or at least that
How
I
do you
have
feel
seen,
about that?
at least that I have seen in living color.
Anyways, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well, when we were getting the show set up today, apparently, like this, like 10 minutes or so ago, there was a still shot released of the new face for Optimus Prime, and I gotta say, he's kind of badass looking. Um, I just don't know if I like him. I mean, like, sure, it's Prime, but it's like Transformers movie number 817, I think. And I kind of don't care. Like, I'm excited for the Prime, but he has purple eyes and he's missing most of the paint on his face. Like, if you're watching it right now, you're seeing it. But apparently this one is called The Last Night, and I just want to see Unicron at this point in time. Um, I was a little disappointed in the last one with even though they had Galvatron. Um, I didn't really like Galvatron. I thought he was stupid. Even though they had Frank Welker voicing him, he was still kind of stupid, and I really hated the way that like the little jiggle cube thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it, where they transform, and become particles and shit. I didn't like that.
Has anyone really liked anything from the Transformer movies since, oh, I don't know, maybe the first one?
Well, okay, they're not bad. They're just getting progressively dumber. Okay, like really, really dumb. And I
No,
know,
the second one was bad, and everything after the second one was genuinely bad. The first one was just acceptable.
yeah, okay. Revenge of the Fallen had its moments where it was okay. Dark of the Moon, I actually loved Dark of the Moon. I really did. I really truly loved Dark of the Moon. Um,
You are a crazy person.
no, fuck you, Crusaders. It's Sentinel fucking Prime, and it was Leonard Nimoy voicing him. Okay, come on, that shit was amazing, especially the final fight on the bridge where Optimus kills Sentinel Prime and then turns around and kills Megatron. That shit was amazing. That is one of the coolest robot fights I've seen ever. Okay, and there is also like a minute and a half of Optimus Prime just ripping Decepticons to shit in the movie. Like it's like when he flies in and he lands, he just starts spinning around and just ripping all Decepticons to pieces. Kills Soundwave, kills a half a dozen other ones, and at the very end he kills fucking Shockwave. It's beautiful. I love it. I love that one movie. And then the most recent one, I don't even want to say its name. I don't even want to acknowledge it had a name. It had a few points in time where it was okay. Very, very few. I actually liked the Dinobots when there were Dinobots. I didn't like the robot modes. I didn't like the idea that they are long lost knights of Cybertron. The storyline was stupid. The whole point in time with the storyline where the whole point in time with the child molestation thingy, that wasn't cool. Um, like it was kind of hit or miss for the most part, but whatever, whatever. It's giant robots, and I'm sure I'll go. I'm sure I will go see the new one because I happen to like giant fighting robots.
And you are part of the problem.
I am. I mean, okay, look. The only reason I even went to see, fuck, I'm gonna have say the name, Age of Extinction. The only reason I went to see that is because my sister wanted to go, and she was taking her son, and they're like, he wants to go, and I said, look, I'm not excited about this movie. I'm going to hate it. It's like 4 fucking hours of bias,
Explosions.
explosions, and product placement is all it was, and horrible transforming, horrible characters. I mean, really, I almost said Ironhide. Hound was my favorite new Transformer.
But I mean, it it's just Michael Bay has ruined it so much. I know people are looking for something to enjoy, especially Transformers fans, but it's just so bad. I can't. I just I don't think I've even watched anything after the second one. It's just been so bad. No, no, or maybe I watched the third one. Yeah, I think I watched the third one, but not the second one. It,
But see,
even the
but
third one was. It was.
okay,
Uh,
Dark of the Moon has got its moments where I can't stand it, but all things considered, it's my favorite one. Like it really is, just because it's cool.
I I mean I like the first one. The first one was the first one was enjoyable. It looked like it had potential. They had potential for the series, and then they just straight up ruin it, just over and over and over again, and it's so painful. It's just really painful to watch.
I would say that it's ruining my childhood, but it's not honestly because I can go back and watch Transformers. I think the only series I have no desire to rewatch again is probably Beast Machines. Um, if you've seen Beast Machines, I'm sure you know why.
I remember Beast Wars, but not Beast Machines.
Beast Wars is awesome. Beast Wars is
Beast
amazing.
Wars is awesome.
Beast Machines is iffy. Now, okay, basic plot for Beast Machines. Um, Megatron wins. Yay! He conquers Cybertron, kills all the Maximals and Predacons, and makes them into Viacons, which is awesome. I like the Viacons, but that's where things start to get stupid. They get these techno-organic bodies, and they have to believe they can transform. I don't some stupid mystical bullshit. Um, and then it gets really really dumb for a while, and then finally it comes back to Megatron wanting to win. So what he does is he picks some sparks from Cybertron's history, and it turns out to be these generals that do nothing but defend Cybertron. And even though they're good, like they're former Autobots, they're willing to attack the Maximals because Megatron is Cybertron, and it's really cool. I like Strike and Obsidian, but then it gets dumb again after a while.
So what you're
And
saying is that it's dumb.
yeah, like overall, it's. I mean, it has its moments where it's amazing. It's fine. It's cool. I love it. But the whole Optimus Primal is Jesus or whatever fucking metaphor bullshit they're going for. I didn't appreciate it, and it's dumb. Optibotimus, in fact, watched it recently, and he has avoided watching it for years and years and years. And if any of y'all have actually watched Paul's videos, he does not review toys from Beast Machines because he hated the series. So he was live tweeting it when he was watching it, and he's like, "What the actual fuck is this shit going on? Like what is this?" And it was hilarious because I knew exactly what he was doing, like what episode he was on, just by what he said. And
That's
I'm
sad
sorry,
and
but
impressive.
but a series has to be really bad for you to to have seen it and know exactly what someone is watching on screen because of what they say. Like it really has to just stick in your head. And Beast Machines was terrible. It was they had some of the stupidest toys ever produced for Transformers too.
Yeah, it
Actually made worse Transformer toys for this than there were for Age of Extinction. And the Age of Extinction toys were dumb, dumb, dumb. Like on screen when Galvatron transformed, it was arguably cool. Stupid, but cool. The toy is a fucking shell warmer.
yeah.
Like he stands up and all the car bits just fold up on his back. That's all he does. It's stupid.
That's pretty sad.
And Optimus Prime does the exact. I mean, like it's stupid. Like there's no transforming. It's like I'm standing up and all my car parts are on my back. No, no, fuck you. You're a stupid toy built for dumbass kids who are going to want to buy it, and their stupid parents are going to be like, "We're going to buy it for my kids." No, no, you're a dumbass too.
Yeah, yeah. That's why kids should not determine what toys they get to buy.
You know what a
Ever.
you know what a kid should determine?
What was that?
A kid should determine how best to be treated by other individuals, not the parent. not the school, not your governors, the kid.
Yeah, because kids tend to actually have much more wisdom in the subject than anyone else.
So I'm sure
I
Nick can
have
tell.
heard more sensible things from children about treating how to treat other people than just about any other adult ever.
Pretty much. And say, okay, okay. I'm sure Nick can tell all of you how badly I'm coughing. Like I'm having to mute myself so you can't hear me because I've been sick. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it is I get sick this time of year. But anyway, um, and like I'm sure we've talked about it before. I have breathing problems to begin with, so if I cough, I cough. I'm sorry. But I wanted to talk about this. I actually did a little standalone video about this like a week and a half or so ago. I just never published it. So kind of shortened version here of what I want to say. Um, Transgender people want to pee where they want to pee. This whole idea of there's only men and there's only women, and women need to go to the ladies' room and men need to go to the men's room, that's fine. I'm 110% in favor of that because I have not met a trans man yet who did not say I'm a man, and I have not met a trans woman who did not say I'm a woman. So let them go to the fucking bathroom they want to go to.
Yeah, this is literally the dumbest issue that I've ever heard. Literally the dumbest thing that I've ever heard.
Well, see, it gets even
Just
dumber when you kind of realize that, for example, Buck Angel. You know, Buck Angel's a very handsome man. Buck Angel was born a woman. Buck Angel was a trans man. For those of you who do not know who Buck Angel is a transgender porn star. The man you're seeing on screen now, yes, the man with tattoos and the swole muscles. And yeah, God, did I just say swole? What the fuck? Anyway, the goatee and the I'm going to kick your ass and then fuck your wife look on his face. He has a vagina. That will be in the restroom with your wives and your daughters if these bills get passed nationwide.
which is then people will start complaining about that and demand that they can't go to the bathroom at all, which would be really bad.
So just 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 so you know, no one thinks I'm screwing around here. On screen right now is Sarah McBride. If you don't know Sarah McBride, look her up. She's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Please don't get me wrong when I say this. Sarah McBride is a beautiful woman. Not only is she beautiful, she's also talented and probably smarter than Nick and I are combined. This woman has busted her ass for years as an advocate for the LGBT community, okay? Sarah would be in the restroom with me. No, no, Sarah. No, you don't get to go in my restroom. That's not okay. You belong in the ladies' room. I can look at you and tell this. I can look at Buck Angel and tell you where you need to go. And you know what? I don't give a fuck what you have between your legs. I don't care. You look like a woman. You go to the ladies' room. That's all I need to know. Ta-da! Look at that. It's so simple.
Yeah, and it's just it, the, the arguments against it about people trying to take advantage of this, they're they're just doing what they already do. I'm sorry, but people have been going to the bathroom with transgender people for millennia now, and no one has raised an issue until now because people want to be stupid.
That's
They
right.
they just want to bitch.
And you see, here's where it gets interesting. This past week or so, there's been like 8 people arrested for assaulting women in restrooms. Men assaulting women in restrooms, okay? Or little kids. Like 8 this past week. And not a damn one of them said I'm transgender. In fact, a while back, I don't remember if we ever discussed him on the show, but Dennis Hastert, the former Speaker of the House, was arrested and is going to be spending 15 months in jail here um, for molesting 4 boys. Dennis Haster's not transgender. And you know what makes it fucking terrifying? When he gets out, Dennis Haster will be able to use the restroom with your little boys. But you're not worried about that, are you? You're worried about someone. Oh my goodness, it's a man dressing as a woman. Okay, I just showed you a woman. And I defy you to look at Sarah McBride and say, that's a man. Because you can't. You can't do it. And if you can do it, there's something wrong with you. There really has to be something wrong with someone who wants to have, like, a little police officer or whatever stand outside a restroom and say, drop your drawers, we gotta check you. No, no, you don't get to do that shit. Doesn't work. I'm sorry. And really, like I said, if you can look at Sarah McBride or look at Buck Angel or any other transgender individual in the history of mankind and figure out what they were at birth by your own standards, there's something wrong with you, not anyone else. Don't tell someone they can't go pee where they need to go pee.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Literally among the dumbest things I've ever heard.
I'd be more eloquent about it, but I don't want to start coughing in the middle of speaking, so.
No, I think it's just fine to say it's idiotic. I think that's all that needs to be said.
You know what else is idiotic?
What's that?
Did you see the trailer for Yoga Hosers?
No.
You need to. Okay. I feel like we have talked about this at some point in time, or at least we did a post about it on the Facebook page. I don't remember. Anyway, Yoga Hosers is Kevin Smith's new movie. It stars his daughter, Harley Quinn, and Lily Rose, I think is her name. She's Johnny Depp's daughter. They're both like 16, 17 years old. And in the movie, they're both little girls named Colleen. They work at a gas station, and the gas station is attacked by Nazis that are made of bratwurst. They're called bratwursties. I don't remember what the fuck they're called. Anyway, it's something stupid. Well, not stupid. It's silly. Is what it is. It's silly. But like they're like 6 inches high and they're bratwurst. You know, it's a really silly movie. Um, and people are saying, well, this is going to be the dumbest thing ever. I can't stand it. And the same people last week were saying, there needs to be more originality in Hollywood. Why are they rebooting Ghostbusters? Why are they doing this? Why are they... Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. That's all I really want to say about it is fuck you. If you complain that there's no originality in Hollywood, and then you bitch about a original movie coming out, fuck you.
I only have two things to say about this. Number one, I absolutely love Kevin Smith, and pretty much all of his works or attempts at works. I at the very least love his effort in all of his movies. He's literally one of the most creative producers that I know of, and it's just amazing to hear him talk about movies and his opinions on movies and how humble he is about the work he's done and how grateful he is to his fans. And I can't criticize the man, even when I heavily disagree with him. It, I have a hard time criticizing him about just about anything. Number two, the man can do a movie if he wants to do a movie. He has he has made so many great movies. He has amassed a small fortune. If he wants to make a movie with his kid, let the man make the movie with his kid. It's either going to be good or bad. That, we'll either enjoy it or hate it. But just let the man make his movie.
See, okay, look, my thing is, I can critique Kevin Smith. The reason I can critique him is because he critiques himself. He's always wanted to know what people who see his movies think. He's always wanted to know.
Well, I mean, when when I say I can't critique him, I mean I can point out flaws that I see in the movie or things like that. But as a general rule, I just can't say I completely didn't like something Kevin Smith made. It's just like I just can't find it in my heart to do that.
It honestly, it really is hard to find something that he's had his hand in that is really the work. Now he's had some questionable things, so
Oh,
given his
certainly.
his past work, I'm sure this will be kind of silly, and I'm sure it will have its place, like in the cult film world, and that's fine. Who gives a shit? Okay, like really, like I said, people are bitching about this movie because it's stupid. It's da, 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 da. It's an original movie. Okay,
And I think that's another thing. Kevin Smith is someone that specializes in cult movies. That's what he does. He makes really weird, silly movies that don't seem like they'll work, and then he makes them amazing.
and let's not forget Kevin Smith worked on 1989 Batman, and you know how much everyone loves that movie.
Yeah,
But speaking of bitching about things, this past week we got our first look at the outfits for the Power Rangers.
I really have mixed feelings about these. I can't tell if I should like them or I should hate them.
I I kind of think it's both. I mean, sure they look updated and they look cool and everything, just like the ones that were worn in the ones that were
Hmm.
worn in the first movie were different from the ones that were actually on the TV show. And it's fine, whatever. Who cares? No one noticed. But it certainly does seem to fit into the aesthetic that we've been shown from Rita Repulsa, who I still have my doubts over.
It I understand where they're going with the movie. I do, but I'm also worried about where they're going with the movie at the same time. Because above all things, Power Rangers should be fun. And I'm very worried that this movie is not going to be fun. I'm very worried it's going to be very Zack Snyderish, I guess, and have a blue filter over everything, and just be incredibly depressing and dark. I don't want that from Power Rangers. That's not what Power Rangers should be.
Well, see, everything that we've seen so far has been dark and gritty for this, so you're fucked. That's all I'm gonna say. You're fucked.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to go with I hate the way the new Power Rangers stuff looks for now until I get some more news about it.
I think the number one argument that I saw about it is how the Red Ranger looks like Iron Man.
They do. All of them really look very Iron Man-ish, which is weird.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out when it comes out, but
Yeah, yeah. I'm expecting a pretty big disaster there.
speaking of pretty big disasters, did you hear about the new thing that's going to be in Legion?
Um, which new thing?
The park is coming back.
Oh yeah. Although I I like that they're bringing the park back. However, I really feel like they should move Varian's wife into the park with him. It just seems odd that she's in the cemetery and he's going to have his own thing in the park.
Okay, okay. How how can I put this to where it makes sense? I like the idea that he has his own little area by himself. That's fine. That's cool. Whatever. Um, but if you notice where he's at, he's facing over the harbor, so you could destroy Varian Wren's grave pretty easily. Really easily. But anyway, um, I like the new design. I have not been on the alpha or beta to see it firsthand. I'm hoping for my invite. Blizzard. I'm hoping for my invite. Sons of bitches. Anyway, oh, yeah, speaking of Blizzard, um, at some point in time, we totally have to do a show about their response to the fans lately, because it kind of pissed me off. But we're not going to get into that today. We are going to talk about some World of Warcraft stuff, though, like the new ILM trailer that came out today. But I do want to say I like the park. I realize it's not called the park; it's called Lion's Rest, but I like it. I think it's a really good use of this particular portion of the city. Everything around it's been cleaned up, and it looks really nice. And
It
um,
it is because I the park has always felt really empty before. That's probably the biggest problem that was the park back when we had the old park. A lot of people used it for RP, but that was pretty much its only use.
let's see. Okay, the thing that a lot of people are overlooking with this, at the opposite end, actually closer to the stockade, there is like a bronze or gold monument. Everyone seems to completely ignore that. Um, Supposedly it will be clickable. I do not know what it will say, but it's been somehow established that that is a list of everyone lost on the Broken Isles when the Alliance first landed, and I think that's kind of wonderful to put in there because it goes along with I don't know when the last time anyone was in Storm Shield. Now here's the thing: I have not found one of these in Warspear. And I'm not saying it's not there, but I haven't found a monument to the lost in Warspear. But there is an actual monument uh, in Storm Shield. It's a lion with a column of light on it. It's dedicated to all the lost who died coming through the Dark Portal, and I like that. I really like that Blizzard is putting these monuments in there because, in a way, they're acknowledging that yes, this is a world populated with people and they're fucking dying left and right.
Yeah, I mean, if we go by Warcraft lore so far, it's just been disaster after disaster after disaster. Um, on the large scales, I mean, let's see. Uh, Azeroth didn't necessarily feel the Burning Crusade events as much as the other things, but the war in the north during Wrath of the Lich King was devastating to almost all of the nations. Then we go to
See,
the Calamity.
the war in Northrend is the only one I have an actual established figure for. 22,000 humans from Stormwind. 22,000 people from Stormwind. Now
And
that's not talking about um, soldiers from Westfall and elsewhere that Stormwind controls. That's just people in Stormwind. That's about a quarter of the population of the fucking city dead.
yeah,
And one more.
and 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 then we have the Calamity. The Calamity wreaked destruction all over the place. I
You
mean,
mean
Ogrimmar was on
you
fire.
mean the Cataclysm?
Yeah, yeah. The cataclysm.
Although I think generally Calamity is probably a better way to describe it.
It easily the worst expansion, easily. But yeah, we have the cataclysm. We there's destruction across every nation. Ogrimmar was on fire. Deathwing actually landed in Stormwind.
Which was
Um,
actually pretty badass. I mean, really, the trailer was
oh, the trailer
terrifying.
was amazing.
The trailer was terrifying. It really was. But the expansion was it was kind of a letdown. I mean,
The idea
especially
was the idea was good. The execution was horrible. The
like
execution was just horrible.
part of what bothered me about it is there was so much dropped content. There was so many things Blizzard was going to do that they just didn't ever release it. But one of the things that really bothered me is the Deathwing is going to fly around and randomly torch a zone. Yeah, the first time it ever happened, it's seared in my mind, like in this scene from a movie. Um, Now, I haven't talked about this publicly in a while, or that much at all. But the first time it happened, I was on a character I had named for my dog. We had just had to put down because he got very, very old and very sick, and his name was Arlo. Well, I landed Arlo in the Plaguelands, and then I heard Deathwing roar, and then all I saw was fire. You know, and since we had Mr. Arlo cremated, it was just kind of tragic, and like that shit will stick with me for fucking ever. Like the first character that ever dies to Deathwing is named after my dog we had just had cremated. Okay, like it was horrible, you know. The rest of the time it was annoying. Like I managed to catch Deathwing flying around several times, and he's just at like 60% fucking mount speed, flying through the zone, shooting fire, and it was stupid. It was stupid to watch it the rest of the time. Like the first time, yeah, it really caught me, and it really fucked me up. So Blizzard had that going for them with the whole expansion because they did the same thing with trailer, and then let down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but getting back to, I mean, after let's see, what happened after Cataclysm? We had Mist,
Yeah, Mist of
where the Horde and
Pandaria.
Alliance actually go to war across both continents. Orgrimmar is invaded. There's a rebellion in the Horde, and now, let's see. Then we go to Warlords, which I guess calms things down in Azeroth for a little while. But I mean, they're still at war constantly. They're fighting more battles. Their armies are still getting spent. And now we have Legion. I mean, it's just been never ending disaster for the people of Azeroth. And how long of a time span has it been? It hasn't even been that long. If maybe 10 years
Since the first war, it's wait, you mean the game or you mean
since
uh
since the first game, or no, since the classic, since classic.
I think about 12 years now, 12, 13.
Yeah, so it's only been 12 years. I mean, this is enough to break the back of any nation or any nations.
Well, no, 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 no. Timeline wise, okay, okay. You had the first war. 18 years after that, you had the third war, and then add 5 more years, and then you have vanilla. No, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Add a year, then you have vanilla WoW, and then Um, I think it was supposed to have been 2 years timeline wise for that, a year in Outland, and then you had on like 6 months or so before the war in Northrend. The war in Northrend was 2 years, and then you had the Cataclysm, which was in the span of a year. 3 years between Cataclysm and Mr. Pandaria. The campaign in Pandaria was a year, and then Warlords is 6 months after that. So you're looking at about a 30-year span total or so.
I almost want Blizzard to do just an expansion where we get to just go explore somewhere. Honestly, just
Well, you had that in Warlords until they added
no.
fucking flying in, and then everyone flies everywhere. Cause see, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. They screwed it up. Once you're able to fly on any one character in Draenor, all your other characters can fly. So if you have a level 60 character, you can go to Draenor and fly around.
eh, Yeah, that's a
Account wide.
problem. It's a problem. But I mean, no, because Warlords is all about stopping the invasion. Like, I just kind of want us to go to some new place and just explore. And sure, maybe there's a couple skirmishes with the Alliance and Horde, but I actually just want a place where my main job is to explore and find new
Oh,
things.
you mean Pandaria?
Yeah, yeah, until they turned it into a giant warfare thing.
Oh, you mean you mean like from the very beginning? Okay.
Yeah, I actually had more fun in the very beginning of Pandaria than just about anything else.
Pandaria was a letdown.
I never said Pandaria was a letdown. I have never said Pandaria was a letdown. I actually loved Pandaria. I think it's the most underrated expansion of anything.
It's really not that bad of an expansion, but I mean, like,
I,
okay,
I
yeah,
would put it third. I would put Wrath of the Lich King number one, obviously, Burning Crusade two, and then I would have Mr. Pandaria. I mean, it was a good expansion. I didn't exactly
see,
like how it ended, and it lasted way too long, but it was
well,
a
see,
good
okay, look,
expansion.
okay, my thing is, and we're gonna have to do this quick. We're gonna move on. Um, my thing is, Warlords really is not as bad as people say it is. Sure, there is a fuck ton of drop content in it, but really, Warlords is kind of cool. I mean, it's taken me a long time to get to where I can say that and mean it.
Warlord's leveling was some of the best leveling I've ever seen in game. The leveling experience was amazing to me. I loved the storylines, I loved going through it, I loved exploring the new places. It was just the end game was such a letdown. It was just such a letdown.
The ratings where I actually have my biggest amount of issues. I mean, really biggest issues is the rated content because I mean, it's unfucking inspired what it is. I mean
Yeah,
it's
I completely agree. There's not been one raid in Warlords that I've been excited to go to. Not one.
I mean Hellfire Citadel was kind of cool in a way, but I just it's been what 3 or 4 months, however how long it's been out now, and I haven't done anything more than LFR, and I haven't gone any further than the first wing. I just don't care. I don't care. I mean, sure, I'd like to have my legendary ring, and I'm sure at some point in time I'll get off my ass and do it, but I just don't care.
I think that's perhaps the problem. I did the first wing, and then I actually haven't done the rest of the raid because I was so bored in the first wing. I was just genuinely bored.
Anyway, speaking of things that are going to be less boring, so you know what? We got like 9, 10 minutes before we're at our usual hour mark. So I want to fill that in by talking about some still shots I came across today. As we all know, the Warcraft movie is coming out next month. Yes. Um. Anyway, someone had the genius idea to take still shots, like black and white still shots, of all the characters in the movie and split screen it with the actors who are portraying them. It's kind of badass.
Sounds like a plan.
Did you not see these, Nick?
Um, I think I did. I should. Okay. Also, did you see the new Overwatch trailer
Yes, and
or animation?
we could have worked that in, but we'll have to do that Wednesday. But yeah, um,
I mean, yeah, I, I was not crying. I just had something in my eye. I was not crying.
I do want to pause. Okay, like those of you who are at home watching this right now, the one on your screen right now is actually Grom Hellscream, and it's fucking badass. I mean,
It just, it
look,
looks cool.
look at him, and that is, it's essentially what you. To me, it's a combination between, um, the cinematic and what he looks like in the game. Like it's real life, and it's impressive. I love it. I love the way Grom looks in this.
It just looks. They did such a good job with the orcs, and I'm really hopeful for the movie, just because of how great the orcs look.
Now, if you saw the ILM thing that was released earlier today, which by the way is on our Facebook page, go watch it after the show's over with. It's really, really impressive. Nick, I don't know if you even noticed it, but I did specifically tell you to watch for one certain detail. Do you remember what that was?
The orc.
Yeah, the warg. The reason, if you okay, go back and watch it when you get a chance, or just watch it the first time, whatever. Um, and like I said, pay really close attention to the warg. There's a reason I'm saying the warg. If you are a Warcraft player for any period of time, you have seen the in-game animations for wolves and wargs. I dare you to tell me that does not look exactly like what they do in the like the way it runs, um, and the way it kind of bites at everything. There's a scene where I believe it's Lothar and the warg is snapping at him. It looks just like it does in the game when the Frostwolf orc is riding the one to the wool. I'm sorry, to the woods. Looks just like it does in the game. And even when they are in Westfall, if you look at the one that the Durotan has his hand on, it's leaning down and pawing at the ground and sniffing just like they do in the game. It's beautiful.
I mean, all of the effects that I've seen so far are just spot on and amazing. And you can tell that the effects team really they paid attention to the game, which is a good thing, a very good thing.
Oh, by the way, we are ending with a still shot of a Draenei because yes, there are going to be Draenei in the movie. Surprise, surprise,
Yay!
surprise! We knew there were going to be high elves. We knew there were going to be dwarves. But we didn't know anything about Draenei, so we're getting Draenei, and that's kind of badass to get some Draenei. Well, yes,
Nice.
it may just be the one Draenei, but we're gonna get Draenei, and that's cool to me. That's cool. I like that.
I also wonder if the movie is successful. Will they do another one? Are they going to plan on a series of the movies?
There is
And
already a planned trilogy, so whether it does well or not, you will be getting three of them.
well, I I I guess what I wonder is what are the other two movies that they're going to do then?
I have a feeling that since this one is very clearly the first war, the next one will be the second war, and I'm kind of hoping that the third one is delayed for a little while, and they go with the third war and introduce the scourge because that would be cool.
That would be cool. I wonder if they'll skip the second war though and go straight to the third. And maybe do Lich King as the third movie?
Well, I
Since
mean,
Lich King is so popular.
there's an 18-year period in between there, so they might not skip it. You know,
We'll see.
I'm just like I think I'm more excited than anything else about this movie because in the ILM shot you actually get your first look at Ironforge.
And Ironforge is possibly the thing that I'm most excited for. Stormwind is cool. I like Stormwind as a city. I love to be in the Stormwind, but Ironforge will always be my favorite Alliance city by far. It's so much fun being in Ironforge.
It's because dwarves are awesome.
They are, and you're literally in a mountain. There's a giant ring of lava under you. You can just feel the heat and the pressure, and it it at the same, but it doesn't feel unfriendly. It feels comforting. You feel warm there. You feel welcome. It's just a fun city to be in.
I thought for a second you were going to say something about it being like a mother's womb, and I was going to have to say no.
Well, you're the one that said it, so no, John. No.
No, I said I thought you were going to say that.
No, you said it, so stop that. That's your fault.
For Mother Ironforge!
See, this is why you need me here. To tell you no. This is why I'm here. This is why. This is why you can't do the show without me.
You are here to be my Tony Stark to my Captain America.
You will not insult me like that.
I did insult you like that. And guess what? You
No,
get to
no,
wait.
no, no, no,
You get to
no,
wait.
no,
You get to wait
no,
until
no,
Wednesday
no,
before you
no.
can respond.
You can say I'm Captain Falk, or I'm Falcon, or I'm Bucky, or even Ant Man. You can say I'm Ant Man because Ant Man was awesome, and he is so awesome in the Marvel movies. Surprisingly awesome. I like Paul Rudd, but I never really expected him to really be this good in a superhero movie.
No, no. You are Iron Man to my Captain America. And with that, we're gonna stop
No,
today.
no,
We're gonna
no.
stop today, and we'll be back on
No.
Wednesday. So happy birthday again to us. Please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, and um, just until Wednesday, Team John, which is Captain America, or Team Nick, which is Iron Man. So let us know what you think
No,
on our Facebook
no.
page.
There is no Team Iron Man on this show. There is literally only Team Captain America. That's the
No,
only
no,
team that there is.
you, sir, and your robot army of bank robbers and child murderers are Iron Man.
No, I refuse. I no. There is literally no contest here.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? There is until Wednesday. There is until Wednesday.
I hate you so much.
Iron Man.
No,
Iron Nick. How about that, Iron Nick?
Maybe that would at least be better at being Iron Man than Tony Stark.
Nope, nope. Now you're back to Iron Man. So, yeah,
No, no,
we'll talk
no,
Call of Duty
no, no.
Wednesday.
Okay, Iron Nick. I can accept Iron Nick.
Nick, Nick,
Yeah.
we'll say bye to everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Iron Man.
I'm not Iron Man.
Bye, everybody.